carrot shaker today is Miss Tina Wright from Time Savers. Tina, where are you, doll? Oh, there you are in the back. Okay, Tina, who is the third person you shook hands with? George from Sunbelt Rentals. Get on up here. I know you're excited. Come on up. George is like to the front of the room. Get on up here. So you have this awesome, cool Mingle Minute prize from Kentucky Legend. So you're going to get this Kentucky Legend cooler, a whole Kentucky Legend ham, assorted Kentucky Legend promotional items, and a bottle of O.Z. Tyler Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. May I see your ID? Are you over 21?
Yep.
Okay. Also, this bottle almost made it somehow out of this bag, and it stayed up here in the front.
You gonna take it to the beach with you, ain't you?
That's right. That's exactly right. Guys. At this point, I'm supposed to welcome our radio listeners at WOMI 1490, but they are not with us today. So we wish them well and catch up with them again next month. We are going to welcome our new chamber members at this point. Very excited that you all could be with us today, of course. Our first member is the Center. The Center is a community-focused project designed to provide a central resource hub for Owensboro-Davis County. The center was developed to meet the need for service co-location and collaboration and to provide a central access point for local resources. Current programs include a family visitation space for families currently experiencing out-of-home placement, resource days, offering access to multiple local agencies in a single stop, and will soon launch Family Fridays. It's a free parenting workshop. From the center here, help me please welcome Director Erica Wade and board members Lieutenant David Powell, Abby Shelton, Linda Wall, Rosemary Condor, Brandon Harley, and Kara Allen with the center. Up next, Community Ventures. Ron Berkins is the AVP of the Western Kentucky region with Community Ventures. His services include business training, business financing, and ongoing support. Community Ventures lending programs support startups, existing businesses, and rural businesses. Ron has assisted local businesses in Owensboro with Jumpstart loans, small business microloans, and small business expansion loans through the 504 program. If you have any questions or would like to set up an appointment to meet Ron, please call 859-231-0054 extension 1057. Please help me in welcoming Ron Berkins with Community Ventures. And y'all, you just say a little prayer for Ron because he's in our building and he has to deal with us chamber ladies all the time. He's a great partner. Horizon Home Care is also with us here today. For 20 years, Horizon Home Care has cared for senior loved ones at their 11 centers in Kentucky. They now provide the same loving, reliable care in the home. Their services will help make sure your loved one is secure, healthy, and connected to the community while bringing peace of mind and relief to families. Because Horizon has worked with 3,000 plus families, they know the best resources available and can provide a continuity of care. Please welcome Kristen Embry and Barkley Decker with Horizon Home Care. Owensboro Dream Realty is a local company making local decisions. Founded by Vicki Borman-Ballard, they strive to make the real estate process enjoyable for buyers and sellers while going above and beyond. Their goal is to provide the highest quality of service, be the best at what they do, to make the home buying selling process as stress-free as possible. Check out their 5-star rating on Google and call them at 270-315-5916. Please welcome Vicki Borman-Ballard, Brenna Dykus, and Harini Cardwell with Owensboro Dream Realty. Rail Collection is found in the heart of downtown Owensboro, located on 2nd Street. Its special location lends to its unique look, its eclectic feel, and its overall boutique culture. Rael envelops a culture of quality merchandise with a personalized shopping experience. You'll find women's clothing, shoes, jewelry, accessories, and gift ideas while shopping at Rael. The friendly and welcoming staff provide superior customer relations and a unique experience with each visit. Please welcome Amy Forthus with Rael Collection. Super cute. Emcee is a direct selling company and international leader in home and personal fragrance, offering stylish, innovative, and customizable products designed to warm the heart, enliven the senses, and inspire the soul. Emcee products are sold by a network of Emcee consultants in 11 countries. Leslie Roberts has been with Emcee on and off since 2011 and more recently since 2016. She is building a team and has 6 people on her team to date. Since moving to Owensboro, Leslie has built a customer base estimated to be around 100 in Davis County and surrounding areas and has customers across the United States, including Alaska. Please welcome Leslie Roberts with Emcee. At this time, we'd like to recognize our special guest that we have today. Whenever I call your name, if you'll stand up, we'd appreciate that. Mayor Tom Watson, see you back there, sir. City Commissioner Larry Conder, County Commissioner George Wathen, Sheriff Keith Kane, County Attorney Claude Porter, and Owensboro Public Schools Board Member Jeremy Edge. If I forgot anyone, my apologies. We thank you all for being here. We also have someone else here today that we would love to recognize. Rich Jorn comes to us from Effingham, Illinois. He just started his new job as the new CEO of the River Park Center. So please help me in welcoming Rich and his family to Owensboro. It's time for our Ambassador of the Month, which is super fun today because this person doesn't know they're winning, so surprise. This person is someone, also, the ambassadors kind of fall under my role at the chamber, and the ambassadors truly are a huge part of what we do and our ability to kind of go out and celebrate with our members. If you are an employer who has an ambassador, thank you so much. It is such it's a time commitment, and we realize that takes them away from their jobs, and I cannot tell you how much we appreciate them and what they help us do. They represent themselves and your businesses so well, so please know that we truly appreciate you allowing your employees to be a part of the Ambassador Program. This month, our Ambassador of the Month is Chelsea Howard with Evergreen Weekman. And Chelsea is getting a $50 gift card to Jeans. And how about a few tickets to the German American Nutcracker Show? Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
So quick question. What is this? Anybody? I can tell you what it's not. It is not a paperweight. I thought it was an eraser. I was so excited. It is not a snack. Anybody know? Yes, just rip his little head off and you find a surprise. So we wanted to make sure y'all knew what that was, so you didn't take it home like, I got this pig and it's just sitting on your, let's leave him up there, he's cute. Yeah, and also I wanted to let you all know these timers, if you have wound them up at all, you cannot undo that. So anybody want to take a bet on how many times this thing's gonna ding before we leave here? Some of y'all did that. I know you have ADD like I do. It's okay. Our breakfast sponsor today are our friends from Kentucky Legend, and I want to show this video for you from them.
The sun shines bright, the corn tops ripe, and birds make music all the day. That's our old Kentucky home, and here you'll find the finest bourbon and lots of it. You'll find traditional bluegrass music, the best around. You'll find quaint dining rooms filled with laughter and love. You'll find high-quality meat made by Kentucky Legend. Serve your Kentucky family the best. Kentucky Legend, where food ought to come from.
Great video, right? A recent transplant to Owensboro, Eric Sheese is the president of Specialty Food Group, LLC, makers of Kentucky Legend and other premium meat products. Eric grew up a farm kid in south central Pennsylvania, where his family raised pigs, cattle, crops, and also ran a custom fence building business. You fit in pretty well here. Eric's family later moved to Indiana, where he attended university, earning a bachelor's degree in animal science and a master's degree in meat science. Over the past 20 years, Eric has worked in various leadership roles for Indiana Packers Corporation, the parent company of Specialty Foods Group. Even when he's off the clock, you'll still find Eric around livestock as he and his wife and 2 kids enjoy exhibiting their pigs and sheep in county, state, and national livestock shows. Please help me welcome from Kentucky Legend, Eric Sheese.
Morning. So Owensboro is where food needs to come from, right? So, and a lot of it does. So thank you for having me here today. Especially Foods Group, Kentucky Legend is really excited to be able to sponsor this breakfast and continue to be a part and partner with the Chamber and the Convention Center for several events throughout the community. So thank you. About 2 years ago, the owners of Specialty Foods Group, a private equity firm, decided today we're going to sell the company. Fast forward a year later, so about last year this time, I sat here at my first Rooster Booster where the then President Mike Beer announced that Indiana Packers Corporation had purchased Specialty Foods Group and that they were going to continue to operate the plant and make food here in Owensboro. So I know that put to rest a lot of anxiety that obviously the people that work there had and the people of the community, some of their concerns as well. So what I want to get accomplished today is I want to introduce Indiana Packers somewhat to the community, and then also, as gratuitous as it may be, share with you a little bit about what we think our impact is on the community, meaning SFG here in Owensboro. So very quickly, Indiana Packers was founded in 1991 in Delphi, Indiana as a fresh pork company. So their bread and butter at the time was to take live hogs and convert that into fresh pork. They later expanded into a bacon operation. And then as risk management from a supply standpoint, you might imagine as you start to, your main raw material is live hogs, you want to make sure you have a supply of those, so they started entering into the pig raising business, where they take ownership of pigs and then coordinate with family farmers to have those finished and brought to market there locally in northern Indiana and western Ohio. To continue then, to continue to bring value to those live hogs and fresh pork that's produced in Delphi, we want to continue to diversify through the pork chain, become interested in processed meats and ready-to-eat processed meats. So in order to do that, then they made acquisitions into that area. And as you can see here, we have 4 different locations. Flagship plant is in Delphi, Indiana. That has grown to where they harvest 17,500 pigs a day, about 4.4 million per year. We have just over 2,000 employees at that location. Shortly, about 7 years ago, we had an opportunity to purchase a small plant in Frankfort, Indiana, which is just 30 minutes south of Delphi. There we do some additional value-added work on fresh pork. That also includes 80 people working there. About 5 years ago, we got into the further processing business by acquiring a company called Quincy Street Incorporated in Holland, Michigan. There they specialize in producing sausage and ready-to-eat meats as well. And again, this brings me to last year, where we acquired Specialty Foods Group, makers of Kentucky Legend, to get in further into the ham and RTE business. This is a picture of our flagship plant and our corporate headquarters of Indiana Packers. That sits on about an 80-acre plot of ground in Carroll County. Carroll County is the largest pig-producing county in Indiana. Pigs outnumber people by about 20 to 1. So you're going to see corn, soybeans, and pigs for the most part. Carroll County has 2 stoplights. They're both in Delphi. Delphi is our county seat. And if you count the dogs and cats along with the people, it's about 2,000 people. So if you do the math and say we employ just over 2,000, the town has 2,000, where the workers come from. So we sit in the middle of really 3 main areas. Lafayette, Indiana. So Lafayette, West Lafayette is very similar to Owensboro, Kentucky in terms of its industry and its size. Purdue University is there. So that general area is grain processing, car manufacturing, aluminum manufacturing, and other heavy industry. And then you have sprinkled in some of the biotech and engineering firms that are in the research park at Purdue. So very diverse community, but Lafayette, Logansport, which is on the other side of, farther to the east of our plant, is where most of our workers come from. So as you might imagine, as we wanted to grow, greenfield operation close by really wasn't an opportunity. Unemployment in that area is less than 3% right now. So we had to expand through acquisition, and that's exactly what we did. So that brings us to, Owensboro. So just as important as a plant and workers, more importantly in the processed meat business is brands, and that's what Specialty Foods Group had. All the brands there, with the exception of two, we acquired through the purchase of Specialty Foods Group. So along with the brands comes the people and expertise here in Owensboro to produce Kentucky Legend ham. Kentucky Legend ham is the #1 boneless ham in America. You can find it practically anywhere. We also have a strong following in those regional brands, Field, Fisher, and Kentucky Legend. You can find them at any retailer here in town. I've not been anywhere I haven't been able to see those. Along with that, coupled, you see Indiana Kitchen. That's the fastest growing bacon brand in the Midwest right now. So we're very proud of that as well. Take this opportunity to let everyone know you have a coupon on your table for basically a free quarter sliced ham. We encourage you to go out and support our local retailers and pick one of those up for the holiday season. So what do we do in Owensboro? So the plant, for those of you that don't know, is just down the river, a stone's throw. It's been in operation longer than I know. It started as Field Packing Company. So one of the things when I'm in the community and they say, where do you work? I say Specialty Foods Group or Kentucky Legend. They still don't know. If I say Field, everybody knows. So we have a very seasoned workforce there. I've met some people there that have worked at that location longer than I've been alive. So that gives you a feel for sort of the diversity and length of tenure of some of our workers there. So just over 90 million pounds is what we produce there in a year. We hope to get that to 100 million within the end of next year. We produce ready-to-eat hams, turkey products, sliced lunch meat, hot dogs, and sausages. So that's what happens there. 725 employees, roughly. I'm going to take this opportunity to brag on our people. When I came down here as part of the post-merger integration and started working with the people and had the opportunity to come down here full-time, I enthusiastically said yes. Our people, considering what they were through and not knowing whether or not they were going to have a job, and to just immediately turn the page and enthusiastically work with a group of people from Indiana and Michigan to figure out how we're going to integrate that company and improve and get better. I couldn't be more proud. I love working with them, and I'm glad to be here. So, estimated $30 million our payroll here in the local community. This year, our CapEx budget's right around $7 million. Conservatively, $4 million of that stays right here through the using local contractors and vendors. A lot of work needs to be done is being done on the infrastructure of the facility and improving utilities. Full disclosure, I'm very proud and somewhat embarrassed at this slide. So this last year we donated almost 300,000 pounds to food banks in Kentucky at a value of just over $500,000. As we move forward, I expect this number actually to go down because we want to do plan giving in those areas and not a reason because we failed to properly plan and manage our inventory. So we're doing a fantastic job of that now, but nonetheless, we're very happy and proud that we're able to serve those people that need that assistance. One thing is not an accident is the donations and sponsorships we do here locally in Owensboro. So this slide really depicts the groups that we've been with over the several years, but just over I think it's 312,000 right now is where we're at for local sponsorships and donations here in Owensboro. Indiana Packers Specialty Foods Group. It's part of our core values to support the communities in which we operate. And we're very proud to be able to support those groups and organizations and activities that are aligned with our corporate values, with our brand strategies, and the interests of our team members. And I'd like to wrap up by talking about our latest project. So we, as part of our sponsorship for the pier out here behind the convention center, we're going to give that a facelift. We're happy to partner with local world-class artist and Owensboro native Aaron Kaiser. Aaron's with us today, and on a project to redecorate and bring a piece of art to the Owensboro community. So we're very happy to do that. So weather permitting, the unveiling will be November 22nd here at behind the convention center at 4 p.m. It's open to the public. We hope everyone can join us, and want everyone to know that SFG, Kentucky Legend, are still committed to being a member of the community and support all the things in the past. Thank you.
I took my itinerary. I don't know where I put it. Thank you, ma'am. Next. By the way, did y'all see that coupon? My mom is going to be so happy. Like, I know what I'm taking to Thanksgiving, and if y'all are going to use yours, give me yours, and then I'll have Christmas covered too. Thank you very much. In all honesty, thank you all for your not only partnership with the Chamber, because we can count on you for literally anything, but you are an incredible community partner, and I feel like everything that's going on in Owensboro has a Kentucky Legend logo on it, and we appreciate what you're doing for our community and how you're helping us grow. So thank you very much. Coming up next, our fearless and fabulous leader, Ms. Candace Brake.
Good morning, everyone. This is the month for ribbon cuttings. We start off with Natural Leave, which is Wednesday, November 13th at 12:15, and then the American Red Cross is Thursday the 14th at 12:15. That day, we also have a really exciting first pour for the Owensboro Brew. We didn't have a brewery until now. CYO has their license, and the first pour of the local brew will be Thursday, November 14th at 3:30 p.m., so join us there. And then on November the 18th, we'll be at the center celebrating with Erica and her board. Gene's Health Food has moved to a new location, and that's going to be a big celebration on Wednesday, November 20th at 12:15. New Beginnings is that day at 4 p.m. Owensboro Dream Realty with Vicki on November 22nd at 12:15, and Kentucky Legend Pier will be with you celebrating on the 22nd at 4. Lots of great things to celebrate with our chamber members. Our new member breakfast will be on Wednesday, November 13th at 8:30 a.m. at the Commerce Center. And also, we've been hearing great things about our lifestyle health plans. A lot of employers are switching over to this. It's enrollment time, so give Jacqueline a call if you'd like to talk to her about this program. It's just been really successful for our small businesses, and it goes from 2 to 500 employees. Member memo. So we've heard so many times from our members, hey, I need to get this out to the membership. I want to communicate this event, or I have this great deal I'd like to pass on. So we started a member memo, and it comes out once a month. And you'll go through that and see all kinds of cool things going on with all of our members across the community. Hannah Thurman is the person that's in charge of that, and if you want to submit content to her, it's chamber.owensboro.com. It's a great tool, and please make sure to read it too when it comes through, because there's some really cool things happening that you might not otherwise know about. The 2020 Chamber Member of the Week spot, where they're filling up already for next year, so get with Jacqueline if you're interested in that. And we have our annual celebration on January 24th, and as you know, a big part of that is celebrating our membership, and we do that through our awards programs. So nominations are due November the 13th. You can nominate anyone. You can nominate yourself, your own business, your own nonprofit, your own educational institution. Everyone can nominate each other. So please go to chamber.owensboro.com, and we also included that in an email last week. So please do that. It's always fun to celebrate the excellence of our small business community and our manufacturers and just the richness of our local economy. So the YP Summit is on November the 14th to 15th. This is for young professionals. They don't have to be Chamber young professionals. But as you know, we were awarded the honor to be able to host the YP Summit for the state of Kentucky. Louisville and Lexington, they all voted to come to Owensboro. So we'll have a lot of YPs here next week. Bracken Darrell, CEO of Logitech, is our keynote speaker. And we've got a lot of really high quality presenters for our breakout sessions. Please encourage your young professionals to do this. It starts on the 14th in the evening, and it's all day on the 15th, but we're hoping to really build that community capacity and connect our young professionals with opportunities to lead and also opportunities for your business. We'll probably close that on Tuesday of next week because the registrations are filling up, so we encourage everyone to participate in that. And I do want to thank our sponsors. First of all, Owensboro Health is our presenting sponsor, and we also have sponsors of EM Ford, OZ Tyler, BB&T, Old National Bank, Owensboro Community and Technical College, Ronnie Hancock, Southern Star, U.S. Bank, Greenwell Chisholm. The Owensboro Museum of Fine Art is actually going to be our toast sponsor that evening. Visit Owensboro is our trolley transit sponsor, UniFirst, Wesleyan, OSouth, and our friends at John Conte and the Davis County Fiscal Court. So we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this possible. We really want to showcase to these young professionals what Owensboro has to offer. It's a good way to recruit talent and retain talent too. Shop Owensboro is November 30th. Kyle Odd and Andrew Howard are here from Independence Bank. That is our day when we kick off Small Business Saturday and really usher in the holiday shopping season. And we start off at Independence Bank in the morning. We will be celebrating that on November 30th, but we'll also be celebrating it at Rooster Booster, where Independence Bank will be the sponsor. Next month, we're going to have lots of giveaways and fun things with all of our small businesses. So turn out at Independence Bank on November 30th to pick up your bag full of cool things, lots of gift certificates, and some surprise prizes too in the bags. The network meets every Wednesday at Old Hickory Barbecue at 8 a.m. And please look at your chamber matters at your place. They have your renewals in there. Every month we list all the renewals of people who have renewed their membership. And, you know, as we try to remind you every month, doing business with chamber members is so important. Those are small businesses and people in the community who they want to connect and they want to give back to the community. They believe in doing something bigger than themselves. So please do that. And you know, on our website, we have that membership directory. If you ever have questions if somebody's a member or not, or you can text me or call me because we'll let you know. We refer people every day. We do have a special group here today. We've got, every once in a while I get to go out in the community and speak to groups, and last month I had the opportunity to speak to First Presbyterian Primetimers Club, and they'd not been to a Rooster Booster, so there's several that are here today, and I'd like just to ask them to stand up. Welcome you all. And actually, the minister at First Presbyterian, Christine, was a former chamber intern. She was my intern, so, you know, I did something right. John Conti this morning, they always are our coffee sponsor, and they're always just full of energy and happiness, and we just appreciate them being here, getting us going. And with that, I will turn it over to our board chair, Jack Wells. Thank you all so much for being here today.
You. Actually, I'm filling in for Dave Roberts, who's still the chair. I'm not stealing that from him. But I need some extra coffee this morning, like a little sleepyhead looking out around the crowd. But anyhow, good morning, friends. It's my pleasure to introduce Simon Burch. Simon has an extensive experience in the spirits industry, which, on a personal note, looking out around the crowd, you all do too. A lot of experts here in the room that I know of. Spirits industry, having worked with some of the world's most recognized brands. He's a CEO at Terressentia Spirits Distilling bottling technology company innovating the alcohol beverage industry. He was previously Chief Marketing Officer for Belvedere Vodka, where he oversaw the complete repositioning of the brand and launch of the e-commerce for Belvedere. Before that, Mr. Burch was a Senior Vice President in Marketing at Diageo, which we all know is owner of Smirnoff Vodka, the world's largest spirits brand. Prior to his career in the spirits industry, he spent 15 years with Cadbury Schweppes in a variety of global sales marketing roles in Canada, South Africa, and UK. Born in Cheshire, United Kingdom, Mr. Burch, received degrees and has an MBA from the Harvard Business School, graduating with high distinction of a Baker Scholar. So we welcome you to Owensboro, and it's my pleasure to have him come.
Good morning. So glad the radio dialed off. That was particularly intimidating. But good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. I'll try and keep it short, partly because everyone has a pig timer on the table, and I know what happens in 20 minutes time. So thank you for that introduction. Spirits, it's in my blood. And for the last 15 years, I've been selling, marketing, leading some great companies, but none greater than Terressentia and the O.Z. Tyler distillery down the road. My journey, as you said, started in Cheshire, Manchester, for those who haven't had the glorious pleasure of going to northwest England. But I appreciate the weather. It does remind me of home, so that's very, very hospitable. So yeah, I'm an Englishman. I did 3 years in South Africa where I met my South African wife. We moved via Boston to Canada. My 2 children are Canadian, and my family now lives in New York. So it's great to be talking about Kentucky bourbon. I am an authority on the subject. But what I'd love to do in the short time is give you a sort of past, present, and a little glimpse into the future of where O.Z. Tyler is going. We are very honored and privileged to be a member of the Owensboro community. We take that responsibility very seriously, and we are investing almost as much as Eric into the future of our operation. And Eric, thank you for your partnership with O.Z. Tyler Bacon. Bacon makes everything better. So first of all, O.Z. Tyler, who is he, and what is his name doing on a sign down the road? First of all, he has sadly passed away, but Orville Zelotus Tyler, or Ty, as he was called, was one of America's great unsung inventors, a genius inventor, but he always worked for other corporations. So not the greatest businessman, but a brilliant inventor. And some of his contributions range from outdoor carpeting, for those that want a soft feel on their deck, washable wallpaper, exterior latex paint, and interestingly, I didn't know if most people know this, if you actually take away the metal outside of a Coca-Cola can, it sits inside a bag so that the Coke doesn't eat the metal, which is disturbing to think about. He invented that bag that sits inside there. And he was a wonderful inventor, and his mantra still lives behind the company today. There's always a better way. What if was sort of his guiding philosophy. He was, when he was inventing things like exterior latex paint, he allegedly enjoy a 12-year-old Macallan. And one infamous night, he found himself thinking, why does it take the Scottish 12 years to make this amazing juice? But 12 years, seriously. There must be a better way. He recruited his stepson, who at the time was a budding architect, and probably looks back fondly on those previous days, because he's been with the company ever since. And he recruited his stepson, and I'll save you the science behind it, but they invented a process which is called TerraPure. And long story short, has anyone seen the Jetsons, by the way? Okay, well, I'm English, so I haven't, but that machine on the right is apparently, well, we call it the Rosie, and if you've seen the Jetsons, you might understand why. So that's an American animated robot, but that's the machine that does the magic, and basically what TerraPure does is it picks up where the barrel leaves off. So we still make bourbon, rye in a very traditional way, but if we want to pull the whiskey out slightly younger from the barrel, let's say a year or a year and a half or 2, we can put it through Tyler's finishing process and through that machine. And instead of using the very gentle expansion and contraction of liquid in Scottish Highlands, we apply a very gentle ultrasonic application, which recreates effectively the same process in 30 minutes that it takes the Scottish about 4 years to do. Please come to the distillery. You will see this before and after in action. So, he had an innovative technology. The first step in the business, he was based in Charleston, was to create a business model around that. So our first footprint for Terressentia, the holding company, is in Charleston. We have a bottling plant. We have, that's Norma on the left, award-winning chefs, liquid development. We buy in bulk off the open market, vodka, an awful lot of vodka, but tequila, baijiu, you name it, TerraPure makes it better. We sometimes add flavors, we create interesting brands, we bottle, we sell, we supply other people's brands, and we also supply direct to retail, and over 85 award-winning recognition. The story gets relevant to Owensboro in about 2008, because that blame madmen, blame millennials not wanting to drink their father's vodka, blame bartenders and cocktail culture, but bourbon started exploding about 2008. And at that point, it became increasingly expensive to buy bourbon on the bulk open market. So there's always a better way. If we can't buy it, well, maybe we should make it. So my predecessor went looking for options to get into the bourbon manufacturing business. He toured the usual options, which most people do, which is a large field. Should we just build from scratch? And I'm very delighted that he had the imagination and the vision Owensboro and discover the Owensboro opportunity today, the O.Z. Tyler distillery. But the site, as you may know, dates back to 1885. It is the 10th oldest distillery in Kentucky history. Distilled Specialty Spirits Permit, KY10. That's way ahead of many of the household brand names you know, so there's real history down the river. It was originally called the Green River Distillery, which started on the Green River, flooded, so they moved it to its current site. We opened in 1885. There is a brand name, which I will come back to later on. It was Green River, the largest brand pre-Prohibition, the number one advertised brand pre-Prohibition. I'm not sure we can use this tagline anymore, but the whiskey without a headache. But damn, I'm talking to lawyers, because that would be cool. Later became the whiskey without regret, which maybe more easy to sell. But in 1918, a fire burned down the distillery. It was rebuilt, but then Prohibition 2 years later came along, so the whole thing was shuttered and mothballed. Post-Prohibition, 1936, Kentucky Sour Mash Distilling bought it and then immediately went bankrupt. But we have them in part to thank for the rebuilding of the distillery. And then the longest period of tenure was with the Medley family. And many of you will know Charles Medley. I've met him many times in the same seat at Bill's restaurant down the road. Wonderful gentleman. But the Medley family and those in the middle top are the infamous picture of the Medley family. They acquired the distillery in 1939, turned it to the Medley Distilling Company. And although over the next 70 years the ownership changed, the Medley family have always been involved with the distillery until about 2007. Some more changes in ownership. And then in 2014, my predecessor came looking for an opportunity to get into the bourbon business, which we acquired. We spent 2.5 years investing, renovating, and the distillery opened late 2016, and we renamed it O.Z. Tyler Distillery in our founder's honor. In 2014, the distillery was what the real estate agents call a fixer-upper. And these are a few of the snapshots of what it looked like back then. So it takes an awful lot of vision to look at that and go, no, there is a better way. We won't start from scratch. We will invest and bring this history back to life. It either takes an awful lot of vision or it takes a crazy fool to sign on for this job. Fortunately, we know a crazy fool, or my predecessor did. So Jacob Call, the man gently turning red at this front table, is the gentleman that we stole. He is a 7th generation Kentuckian, raised in Bardstown. He's a 3rd generation master distiller. His father is still actively, he's on contract with the company. I think he's okay with what you make, Jacob, that he prefers his own, but that's an interesting father and son. But Jacob is not just a distilling genius, he is one of the finest managers I've ever met, the kind of boss you wish you'd had at the start of your career. And he signed up. Yeah, okay, I'll give up my career with Florida Distillers, move from Florida to Owensboro, and undertake this kind of renovation journey from to. Say later on, we're just completing our 3rd round of expansion, which Jacob and his team have overseen. This is the kind of transformation the distillery has gone through. That was Rickhouse B before. It was in dilapidated condition, but I think Tornado finished the job for us. There was nothing in this one. Finished the job for us. That's now rebuilt. no man, it takes a village. So what was 2 people in 2015 is now 90 people, a surprising number of whom are here today. Could you get back and make some? But we have a wonderful, wonderful family of 90 people and growing down the road. And those are many of the people behind this wonderful, wonderful success story. We are also, in September 2016, we were, I think, the 15th company to join the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And we are the western gateway of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. You can get lost amongst a sea of distilleries in Louisville or Bardstown, but we are the western gateway, the one and only. So, and we have 2 operations, run by a wonderful lady, Nicole, visitors coming to the distillery. And it's not Disneyland. This is a real distillery. We leave the cobwebs on. And you will meet some amazing people. You will obviously do a tour. You will obviously do a tasting. You will hopefully be so impressed you'll go to a gift shop and return the favor. Or you may, in what was the former and original Green River bottling room, host a business conference or even get married. If you haven't got married yet or you enjoyed the experience so much, please feel free to be remarried at a distillery. It's not a proper marriage if you haven't been wed at a distillery. So, so the orange line is the before and after effect. So we're up to about 5,000 visitors, growing rapidly. We've only scratched the surface. I think we were recently on TripAdvisor the #1 rated distillery tour on the trail, so we're very proud about that. The pride really continued in January 2019. We are so honored, led by Jacob, who I've never seen looking so smart. Was it this stage, Jacob? No idea where. There you go. Honored to be amongst some wonderful, wonderful competition, recognized as Manufacturer of the Year in Owensboro. So thank you so much for that honor. Smiling faces, particularly amongst the shareholders back in Charleston when I shared this. So we were feeling pretty smug around January 2019, and then June came along. Not much happened. I got a call June 17th at 4 a.m. from Jacob, who was a humble man, but I did sense some trepidation in his voice when he said, "I think we've got a problem." So this is the timeline of top left is what Mother Nature left us with. So that is Rickhouse H. It held about 20,000 barrels of whiskey. Mother Nature decided to take down a corner. So what you see there is about 2,000 barrels in a pile, which isn't the ideal storage condition. And the problem with a rickhouse is it's a bit like a freight shipping container. Fully loaded, it has to be in balance. You take off 10%, the entire ship starts to become unstable. So you can't just remove those barrels, rebuild, and get on with it. The entire structure is cohesive. So what we had to do, which was terribly painful to watch, is actively dismantle the entire rickhouse. So bottom left, you see a crane. He has picked off the good side of the building, and with a pair of 10-ton tweezers, he's pulling out barrel by barrel, and it's like a giant game of reverse Jenga, deliberately trying to demolish a rickhouse. And sometimes the tweezers pick a barrel and lower it gracefully to the ground, and sometimes they fall. Jacob was teary-eyed for about 3 months. It is like watching angels fall from... But there might be a brand idea in there one day. Because, and after you've demolished it from the top first, you get top middle, which is a truly terrifying and awesome image. That's Jacob about 2 months in, rescuing the Rickhouse H sign, surrounded by Environmental Protection Agency, firemen, and an awful lot of Gerald was, are you in that? People. And bottom right is what it is today. On November the 15th, we have a thank you so much, neighbors, for what you have been through, because we had to shut down streets. We had EPA trucks. I think we interfered with the church schedule. And our neighbors were so patient, so kind. think we gave away a lot of empty barrels as well. But we do have a appreciation party on November the 15th for our neighbors. But that was painful. But of the 20,000 barrels, about 25% were casualties. The rest were recovered, and they are now continuing to age in rickhouses. So don't get smug. Mother Nature has a way of making you humble again. Our business pillars, we have today 3 business pillars coming out of Owensboro down the road. First is bulk. If you want to buy a barrel, we can do you a good deal, and we can store it for you as well. So that is today a large part of our business, but we are looking to diversify and expand into finished goods in keeping with the Charleston operation. We will help. If you have a vision for a brand, you can come to us. We can develop liquid, we can develop packaging, we can supply to you. And we also have our own brands, which at the moment are exclusively supplied to retailers. I was going to bring my version of a USB pig. We had 50 ml quarter horse bottles lined up. It's not my fault. We were forbidden from bringing them here. So please feel free to go down the road and we will make up for that. But bottles were going to be available. So those are our business pillars, and a very large part of the reason we are investing in the O.Z. Tyler Distillery is we also want it to be a brand home that attracts other people's brands. So please come to Owensboro. Yes, we can supply your brand, but you have a wonderful brand home to anchor your brand in. And one of those brands on November the 20th, I think is the official announcement, is John Wayne. John Wayne currently has a wonderful bourbon. It's called Duke Bourbon. But the Duke is coming and is moving to the O.Z. Tyler Distillery. So that brand will have a permanent home. There will be John Wayne memorabilia as well. The great-grandson, or the grandson, is heavily involved. Runaway June, for those that know their country or Western music, is, I think it's the lady top left, is the granddaughter of John Wayne. She is part of the band Runaway June. They are currently supporting Carrie Underwood on tour. Runaway June will be here on November the 20th, so I think we're doing tickets via DJs, but Duke, his wonderful whiskey, and what should be a great night on November the 20th. So John Wayne is coming. And that's just an example of the kind of interest people want to be associated with Owensboro. It's not just another distillery somewhere else in Louisville or Tennessee. This is a unique town with a great history and a story to tell, and brands want to be a part of that. So we are expanding to meet that demand. This is the 3rd round of expansion. It's now complete. This takes our distillery up to 90,000 barrels a year. It's the 4th largest independently owned Kentucky distillery. 90,000 barrels. You did some bacon math. I'll try and return the favor with some bourbon math. 90,000 barrels. There's about 63 gallons in a barrel. When it begins its life, you get some evaporation. After about 4 years, you're left with about 25 cases to a barrel. A case is about 12 bottles. 90,000 times 25 times 12 is about 2.7 million bottles of regular-sized bourbon. I'm told there are about 400 people in the room. So 67,500 bottles per person. We can do your deal. Please. Haley runs the operation. Behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. Haley is the woman behind Jacob. So just give us a call. But we are expanding, and we're expanding, and that expansion will continue, particularly on the bottling side as well. So we're very proud. And I said, and this is, I think, my last slide, we supply bulk. We supply other people's great brands like Duke, John Wayne's brands. We have brands that we sell direct to retailers. But the latest journey in the story is we have secured and bought the rights to the Green River brand. So Green River is coming back to Green River. Thank you. My marketing team said, no, you cannot say that. Particularly if the radio's on. So this is good. Although Keith from the Inquirer is here, so I'm screwed. But the whiskey without a headache, or whatever the lawyers allow me to say, rich history and heritage. we're bringing the Green River back home. Watch this space. It will be an icon. There will be nothing but the finest whiskey inside that bottle, and we're very, very proud to bring that. And we're talking to an awful lot of people about how to do it the right way. This isn't just history in a bottle. It's not history in a time capsule. We want our company to be a progressive, future-facing part of Owensboro. Green River has a rich story to tell, but it will be a forward-thinking, progressive bourbon as well, with deep, deep history and roots. So on behalf of the OZ Tyler team, that's the management. We're very, very proud to be a citizen, a member, and a contributor to Owensboro. Thank you again for Manufacturer of the Year, and it's wonderful to be here. Thank you very much.
Y'all be honest. Is my accent even that much as cool as Simon's? No, I know. Sorry. Thank you for having OZ Tyler here. You all are a great community partner, but honestly, you make us really cool. And it's so nice that Owensboro has that to offer. We're just really thankful for that. So thank you for investing in our community. Thank you for stepping up our game. You have a wonderful team. They're so great and easy to work with, and we just really appreciate you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Hannah, have I forgotten anything? Candace, have I forgotten anything?
One last shout out to Kentucky Legend.
Kentucky Legend, we love you. OZ Tyler, we love you. We love all of you.
See you next month.
See you on December the 5th. Thank you for being here, and have a great rest of your day.